All right, I'm joined by Stephen Watson from the National World War II Museum in New Orleans. He's the president and CEO of that facility. And today we're talking about a big anniversary for the museum. And first off, Stephen, if you could just talk a little bit about what's the inspiration behind building this and why was it in New Orleans?
Yeah, great question. So, you know, I give a lot of credit, obviously, to our founder, Stephen Ambrose. You know, he was a noted historian and author, and, you know, during his career, wrote a lot about World War II, specifically D-Day and the European campaign, and collected hundreds of oral histories, and was really kind of like appalled that there was no museum in our country to honor these men and women. So he was the inspiration. He said, we need a place to honor the World War II generation, and also really highlight the contribution that an entrepreneur from New Orleans made to the war effort, Andrew Jackson Higgins, who built over 20,000 of the landing craft that were not only used in the D-Day landings in Normandy, but over 100 other amphibious invasions during the war. So it was really about Stephen Ambrose honoring the veterans and shining the spotlight on a great entrepreneur from New Orleans.
And absolutely, those H-boats had such a huge pivotal role in the war, no doubt about that. How has the museum, though, grown over the last 25 years?
Oh, you know, it's amazing. You know, we opened as the National D-Day Museum 25 years ago today. And to look at our campus now, you know, telling now the full story of World War II. We have, you know, 7-acre campus, 7 pavilions, major collections of artifacts and oral histories, a research center, an education center, a hotel and conference center. We've had over 10.5 million visitors. It's really just been an amazing experience, you know, being part of building what we think is one of the most important museums in the country, right here in Louisiana.
Is there a way, as a national museum, is there a way for audiences who might not be in New Orleans or able to get to New Orleans to experience this?
Absolutely. You know, one of the sort of core programs that we've had for over 20 years is distance learning. So we bring, you know, field trips, basically electronic field trips into classrooms all across the country. We digitize our collections of oral histories and put them online. We have podcasts. We bring teachers from every community in the country to New Orleans to learn how to teach World War II in the classroom. So, of course, we want people to come to New Orleans. We want them to visit. But as a national museum, we also understand that we have to bring the story of World War II to communities all across the country.
And there are approximately, what, 66,000 living World War II veterans. So the preserving their history is obviously one of the most paramount things, and to make sure people don't forget and remember this huge event that happened in our history, right? And so there's some information of, or it's important to preserve their history, correct?
Absolutely. And as you said, you know, there were 16.4 million men and women that put on a uniform in the American Armed Forces during the war, and we're down to the last 50,000 or so. So that's less than half of 1%. So the work that we have done to capture and preserve their stories, make them accessible to the public, is incredibly important, because we just have a few short years left to be able to thank and honor them publicly. In fact, you know, our last World War II veteran serving on the museum's board of trustees is from Lafayette, Paul Hilliard, probably known to many of your viewers, and he will turn 100 in the next couple of weeks, and that's really, you know, if you're a World War II veteran at this point, you're 100 years old, plus or minus.
And real quick, if you could, tell us where people can go get more information at your website.
Our website is National WWII Museum.org, or you can go to neworleans.com and you can find everything that we have at the museum there too.
Stephen Watson, CEO, President of the National World War II Museum, thank you so much for your time. Great to talk to you.
You too, George. Thank you very much.